What's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use leg drive during the bench press. Leg drive during the bench press? Is that even possible? Isn't that cheating? Believe it or not, a lot of you actually already try to use leg drive when you bench press, and you don't even know it. Kicking your leg up when the set gets heavy is your body's attempt at using leg drive. I'm going to teach you how to take all that karate kick energy and transfer it into the barbell. Those of you who allow your butt to come off the bench when you press are also using leg drive, and you're almost there, but not quite. Letting your butt come off the bench when you press is not only a good way to get laughed at, but it's also considered no rep by powerlifting standards. Using leg drive when you bench press is not going to add 50 pounds to your max. In fact, it might not even add 5 pounds at first, but with practice, eventually you will see a difference. The two most common ways to set up are, number one, laying on the bench first and then placing your feet into position, or number two, sitting on the bench and placing your feet first, then setting up with your arched position. Either approach is fine, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll be using number one for this video. So, set yourself up in a strong arched position. This is an important step in using leg drive. More on this later. If you would like to know more about the correct bench press setup, go check out my YouTube video, How to Bench Press. Once you are in a strong arched position, place your feet on the ground. Wiggle them back underneath your butt. The exact spot that you put your feet will vary based on your leg length, the height of the bench, your personal preference, etc. Now, it is okay if your heel comes up off the ground. Some powerlifting federations will not allow this, so if you are a powerlifter, make sure you check the rules. Some prefer to have their feet flat on the ground. Some people prefer to have their feet close together. Some people prefer to have their feet wide. And some people prefer having their feet flat, toes pointing outward. Find out what works for you. Now that the balls of your feet are cemented into the ground, I want you to flex your glutes as hard as you can. This is not only going to help you keep your butt on the bench, but it's going to ensure that you have a stable setup. If someone bumped either side of your legs, your knees should not move at all. If they do move around, you have poor lateral stability in your setup. Now that your feet are cemented into the ground and your glutes are flexed, you are ready to use some leg drive. Drive your feet into the ground and forward. Try to crush your toes into the front of your shoes. Imagine you were doing a leg extension and you were trying to scoot the bench across the floor. You should feel the pressure in your quads. If you do this correctly and you have a solid arched setup, you will feel yourself being pushed back into the bench. Look closely. That little bit of spring is what you're looking for. If you time your leg drive and the press correctly, you can use this spring to your advantage. If you are not in a strong arched position, the force from your legs will dissipate somewhere in your setup. Your butt might raise off the bench, or more likely, you will slide across the bench. Make sure you are digging your upper back into the bench. Rather than thinking about pushing the barbell away from you, think about pushing yourself away from the barbell. Very similar to how a push-up works. You're not actually pushing the ground away from you, you're pushing yourself away from the ground. So, drive your feet into the ground and push yourself into the bench. Once you understand this, leg drive will make that much more sense. Dig your upper back into the bench, cement your feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes, try to slide the bench across the floor by driving your toes into the front of your shoes. Push yourself away from the barbell and into the bench. That's it, I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in online training from me, I'll be accepting new clients on Monday, March 30th. Don't wait because I'm sure spots will fill up that day. Go to www.trainandtame.com and follow the directions on the online training tab. Until next time, train and tame.